What is up, guys? Showing up the King here, back with another video. So, I know it's been some months, guys. I haven't brought out any Duel Links content. You know, I had a lot going on, launching my own podcast, you know, catching up on my YouTube channel, Darling and the Franks, etc., etc. But, you know, I haven't stopped playing Duel Links. I have logged in at least once a day, every day since this game launched, and I have not stopped playing at all. I've spent a lot of money in this game. I am still very much active in the community. So today, with that being said, I kind of wanted to bring you some of this content because the things that I'm seeing Konami, or as I'm going to probably refer to them for the rest of this video, is Komoney is a lot of trends that are not going in the right direction for Duel Links. And if it continues in this way, it actually will make me stop playing this game. So a little backstory. Again, like I said, I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For well over 15 years. Since the game originally launched, I was Blue Eyes White Dragon. I was buying these packs, and I was a part of this community. Again, in the TCG, I stopped playing a long time ago, but when Duel Links launched, it kind of got me back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And now I'm addicted again. So that's kind of the story with that. Now, as a community, I've noticed that there has been a lot of things, and again, a lot of the bigger YouTubers are starting to finally cover this, but right now, the decisions that Konami is making is not good for anybody, plain and simple. It's just like, their greed is starting to show. Like, they're finally starting to understand that Duel Links is a valuable revenue stream, and now they're trying to fully focus on it and figure out how they can maximize their profits. But the problem, and again, let me be clear, I'm not against Konami making money. I understand you're a business, and as a business, you want to make money. But you cannot make money and gouge your customer base and think that you're going to get away with it. You're just not. Not in 2018, not in this social media conscious market that we're in right now. There are too many people that have access to information and are very vocal nowadays for these companies to get away with it. Need I remind you what happened with Battlefield? I feel like the people over at EA took it upon themselves to try to bastardize Battlefield 2, and it blew up in their face. And I feel like if Konami is not careful, they're going to be the next ones on the chopping block, straight up. Now, the problem that we are having right now is Konami has pretty much been slowly and methodically breaking down what made Duel Links great. And again, I hate to coin a Donald Trump phrase, but they do need to make Duel Links great again, straight up. So the problem is that before I get into the rant or the discussion, let's break down the structure of how Duel Links works. And it's broken down into 3 categories. You got whales, you got dolphins, and you got guppies. At the top of the food chain are whales. And again, let me be clear. This has nothing to do with skill or popularity. This is just a structure that has been set up on how the Konami makes money and how the Duel Links structure works. So that being said, whales are people who spend a lot of money to get the cards. They still use gems, but 90% of their cards that they get are from actual spending their money or spending money however they want to, you know, they spend credit cards to buy the cards. And you usually see the Guns Blazings, the DKs. These are the guys that always have 3 copies of every card, no matter how many times the boxes come out. Because they're providing so much content, they can pretty much expense it all because, again, the amount of views that they're getting justifies the amount of money that they're spending on these cards. So these guys are whales. Then you have dolphins, and dolphins are those, and again, this doesn't necessarily have to be people who do, you know, provide content. I'd say Anime Impacts, you know, the YT Dans, and then you got guppies who are basically free to play. Now, myself, I don't consider myself a whale or an actual dolphin. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm more of a whalefin. And for me, I utilize gems a lot. Usually by the time every box comes out, I usually have about 2,500 to 3,000 gems each time, because in between boxes, I don't really buy more boxes. I usually just stock up between events and between leveling up characters, things of that nature. So usually I have about 2,500 to 3,000 gems each time a new box comes out, usually. Sometimes less. Sometimes I have about 1,500, because again, Konami always ends up giving you about 500 gems for every box release, so you can at least get a 10 pack for free on Konami, which is great from them. I always appreciate them doing that. Now, the thing I want to talk about first is where this all started. Now, the whole pay structure and the skimming that Konami has been doing, I think started with the Silent Magician fiasco. And admittedly, I am a part of that problem, because when Silent Magician came out, before structure decks, you could buy a structure deck with gems, and then after you buy the structure deck the first time with gems, then you needed to spend money to get the other copies of the structure decks. Silent Magician changed that. Silent Magician was the first time Konami tried a new pay structure where they're like, hey, this time we're not going to allow you to use gems to buy this structure deck. You got to buy it 3 times if you want to get 3 copies of the UR. And the problem with that is that the UR was very good, and there wasn't even a lot of exclusive cards in the actual box. There were all cards that people have had before. So there were 2 URs, and there was a super rare as well in the pack, if I'm not mistaken. And you could only buy with money. So for some people who were free to play, who maybe not have had those cards, it was probably a good look for them. For the whales, dolphins, or whale fins, as I'm coining myself, we had to buy the thing straight up. And again, admittedly, at first I didn't want to, because I didn't like what they were doing. But because I wanted to play Silent Magician so badly, I went on ahead and did it. Big mistake on my part. Because even though people complained about it, people still bought it. Enough so that Konami was like, okay, so now we've gauged them. We bring out something that's not favorable to the community, they bitch, they complain, they send a couple of emails, but at the end of the day, they still spend money. A couple of weeks later, it's old news. It's the same thing that's happening in our political landscape right now. So, and as you can see, no one's really bitching and complaining about Silent Magician anymore. It's done. They made their money off of that. So I can almost guarantee you now there will never be another structure deck release that you can buy with gems, because they've already shown that the community might get upset, but we're still going to buy it. That's the first thing. Then Konami decides, hey, we're going to release this boosted Vagabond event, to which I will give them full credit for. I love that. I'm the Duel Links player who hates grinding. Love this game. I am not in this game to grind. I have a full-time job. I have 2 kids and a wife, but I love this game. I do not have all day to sit here and grind to level up these characters. I fucking hate it. I just want the cards, and I'm one of them people who are like, I will pay money to make this process move along faster. I am. So, for me, that experience boost is very beneficial to me, because I have no problem, again, within reason, spending money to eliminate that grind time. Period. Now, I thought that monetization that they added in was great. I don't think it was too bad. And again, it gives you an option that each time you do it, it gets more expensive, but then if you wait enough time, the price will drop back down to the bottom, which I'm fine with. I never did it more than twice at a time, and I only used it on people who I really wanted those cards. Like I did it on because I wanted the Amazoness Queen, and I did it on who do we just unlock, and I needed to get him boosted up quickly. It was some dual world person that we just recently unlocked. and I wanted to get his level up fairly quickly. I can't remember who it is right now, but it doesn't matter. So, that I didn't have an issue with. Then recently we had the next move that Konami made that was on the slide. So they released this Duel Island event, and they're talking about how they revamped the event to make it more user-friendly and how it was supposed to be for the better. They said that. They said this event is going to be better. But it wasn't better. It was actually worse. Far worse. Number one, they implemented a feature where you could pay to get more life so you can play the event longer once your amount ran out. Again, personally, I didn't spend money on that because, again, I didn't play the event enough for that to be a problem for me. Because, again, I hate grinding for cards. So, for me, I don't, and again, I don't usually grind for gems like that. I'll do the event and I'll play through it, and if the gems are something that I can get as a product of doing that, I'm fine with that. But I'm not that person, that free-to-play person that's going in and literally grinding for like 8 hours straight to get gems. That's not me, because again, at the end of the day, I can use my credit card or my bank card and buy boxes. So I'm not gonna spend 8 hours grinding for free gems when I can just use my card. I'll grind, and if I get gems, great. But again, I'm not gonna do that. I just don't have the time for it or the patience. But what Konami did that was very fucked up was that before, in these Duel Island events, the random gem drops you got were much more lucrative. You can get 15 gems, 25 gems, 50 gems at a time. So what a lot of free-to-play players were doing was they were farming these Duel Island events to get gems. If they got cards at the same time, that's great, but they were doing it to get gems. Now, the problem with Konami is they're like, yo, two things. They didn't want people farming gems incessantly because, again, it's going to throw the balance off. Me personally, I feel like that's kind of screwed up, because I feel like if you got a person that is spending that much time in your game and is grinding to get those gems, let them have them fucking gems. Let them have it, because they're doing what I'm not going to do. At the end of the day, as a whale-fin, I'm going to still spend money on your game as long as the content is worth it. If free-to-play players want to grind their entire days away playing your game, at the end of the day, they're playing your game. They're going to spend money. Free-to-play players will spend money if the deal is right. I have not seen a free-to-play player yet to turn down 3 packs and 1 UR deal that you guys do for $199. Now, I have not seen a free-to-play player that has not taken advantage of that deal because it's just too good. An opportunity to go back to any box and get 3 packs and a UR for $2? Why not? Usually it's 3 packs and 1 super rare. Why not go for the UR? Why not go for the Pelzoic Kanata or the Bottomless or the Spear Kariba? Why not? So Konami releases and reduces the gem counts for the Duel Island event from 15, 20, 25 to 1. So that was the big event that kind of brought it to the forefront, because a lot of smart YouTubers keep track of this stuff, and Konami wasn't expecting that. So a lot of YouTubers, and again, I don't want to give credit to the wrong YouTuber, but there was a YouTuber who basically screenshotted the gem rewards from the last event and paralleled them with the current event, and it was a clear difference in the rewards that we were getting, not only from the random drops, but also from the earned rewards that you go as you earn points in the Duel Island as things go along. All of those reduced by Konami. So that kind of started off the whole Konami hashtag I want my gems movement. And a lot of YouTubers, the predominant YouTubers that benefit from the Duel Links community, kind of blew it off. And again, I'll be the first to admit, personality-wise, I don't like Decade. I don't think that he's a nice person. I think he's a bit of an asshole. But again, I just think that's his personality. But that being said, I enjoy the content that he puts out, and he is very good at what he does. Personality-wise, I can do without that. But again, he's not putting that content out to be everybody's friends. He's putting out content because people like his content, and a lot of people do like his personality. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan. I think sometimes he's funny, but again, overall, I don't think he's very genuine all the time. But again, this is not a DK rant or whatever. So I thought the way he handled this I want my free gems thing was a cop-out. I think what he tried to do was deflect the attention from the I want my free gems, and was basically using the excuse of, oh, there are much more important things wrong with the Duel Links community than I want my free gems. I'm not worried about that. We need to focus on something else. And to me, I thought that was a cop-out, because if you actually look at the actual evidence, it is a big deal because it's a pattern. Konami right now, and what they're doing is they're testing the waters to see what they can get away with, how much they can get over on us before they realize, okay, we did too much, we need to pull back. So for me, him saying that this is not a big deal is not the right way of doing it, because it is a big deal. We should not get less content and less rewards than we used to get, especially when they're calling it an improvement. This is not an improvement in any way, shape, or form. Now, that happened. Again, Guns Blazing also talked about it very little, but again, he was very still indifferent about the whole situation. Fine. There were a lot of lower level YouTubers. The YT Dan, he actually did come out with a video, and it actually inspired me to finally come out and talk about it as well. Now, also Anime Impact, there are a lot of other YouTubers that I watch. I just can't think of their names right now. They all came out and talked about I want my free gems. So that whole situation happened, and then now we get this new leak. And this leak is actually the worst part of this entire thing. This is the big fuck you from Konami that's like, we're about to rape all of you guys and you're not even going to know it. They're about to put Spanish Fly in all of our drinks. We're going to pass out. They're going to fuck us, and we're going to wake up and we're not going to know what the fuck happened. So now Konami, through the leaks, Konami is trying a new thing where now and again, this is not 100% confirmed, let me be clear. But if the leaks are true, mini boxes are going to be increased from 80 packs in a mini box to 100. Which is problematic right there, because if I know Konami, they're going to try to explain it like, more opportunities in the mini box to get great cards. Wrong. In a box, you want lower packs because it gives you better opportunity to get everything. And we already know that mini boxes are the boxes that determine the meta. All the free-to-play decks that ended up being great came from mini boxes. Sylvans, Natura, and fucking For Hires. All came from mini boxes, and those were the decks that have been carrying the meta right now. So what Konami is doing by increasing the packs by 20 is making you have to spend more money to get those cards. More packs means more you have to go through and reset in order to get the cards that you want. And also what they're doing, which is the biggest issue for me, is, as you can see right here on my screen, they're introducing a new mechanic called Reopen Your Packs. So before, we would pay $1.99 and you would get an SR. Then the price would go to $5 and you would get 5 packs and an SR, and then the 10 packs and an SR, and then you would jump to URs, and then 1 UR plus 2 SRs. To me, that's how I open my packs. I would spend all of my gems on opening boxes, and once my gems were out, I would take out the credit card and I would start doing the deals. I usually would never go past the 4th deal. That's kind of just my own personal rule, but however anybody else wants to do it, that's on them. But me personally, I would only spend money up to the 4th amount, where it's like 20-something packs and then like a UR, guaranteed UR. I'd go to the 5th one, maybe, depending on how good the box was. Now, what that allowed is that you would get those packs, but you would get a guaranteed card. That's the point that I'm trying to get across to you guys. You would get a guaranteed SR. that was not included in the actual box. What does that mean? For instance, I really wanted a Noble Knights deck. The SR in that deck, the SRs in the mini boxes only come in copies of 1. So by using these packs and spending money, you have an opportunity to get those SRs without actually having to reset the box itself 3 times. Resetting the box and pulling the box 80 times is the least effective way to get those cards. Buying the deals and hoping that you'll, through RNG, that you will get those SRs is the most effective way to doing that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's just the luck of RNG. But it's a better opportunity than trying to use gems and having to reset the box manually. So what Konami is doing now, according to this leak, is that they're getting rid of the SRs and that you can get, and what they're replacing it with is, instead of paying $199 for 3 packs and a guaranteed SR, they're giving you 3 packs and an opportunity to reset the clock. Now, what do we mean by that? So say you open up 3 packs, you paid $2 for that. Remember, keep in mind, and say you open up those 3 packs and you don't get an SR, you don't get a UR. It allows you to say, hey, I don't like that. Let's rewash those 3 packs that I just opened, put them back in the pool, shake the box up, and give me an opportunity to pull 3 more. Now, at first glance, you're thinking to yourself, oh, snap, that's fantastic. If I don't like what I get an opportunity to roll again. That sounds good in theory, but if you actually pay attention and think about it, you're actually fucking yourself. Because it's not like Konami is saying that second time around, you're guaranteed better odds. In fact, they're actually telling you that you're actually not getting better odds at all. You're just getting another RNG chance that you're paying for to get the exact same cards that you had before. So say, for instance, I pay $2 now, I get 3 packs and a guaranteed SR. The only bad thing is that guaranteed SR could be the same SR that you got before. But outside of that, at least you're getting an SR guaranteed. In their new system, what they're basically saying is that you can throw those 3 packs back in a box and you can roll again and try to get the same card. You can end up with the same exact cards again. That's the problem. So say you throw the card in and boom, you open up the first pack. Rare, normal, rare. Second pack, rare, common. Third pack, rare, common. Okay, I don't like this, I'm going to reset the box. Ring, you reset the box. Normal, common. Normal, common. Right over again. You just wasted $2 to get the exact same RNG results. How is that better? So before, at the very least, I can guarantee myself, hey, I'm going to get guaranteed kunai with chain if I get an ultra rare. Before I can say, oh, I can get a cold mushroom if I pull this pack, I can get a guaranteed cold mushroom or some sort of SR from the box, even if I'm spending money. And that's the problem. Like, we should never spend money without a guaranteed result, period. Paying money for an RNG-based situation is the exact same thing that Battlefront was doing with Star Wars, what EA was doing with Battlefront. You were paying money for a chance to get something. If I'm spending money, I need to be guaranteed that I'm going to get something in return. So even if those 3 packs that I open up don't yield anything, at the very least I'm getting a guaranteed SR card. There should be no reason why they should be replacing that for an opportunity to repull. Now, here's where I could be completely wrong and Konami could be doing the right thing here. This could be an addition to what we currently have. Now, if that is the case, I will eat the biggest piece of humble pie and I will say thank you, Konami, for being sensible, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. So if Konami wants to come out and say, hey, you guys can still do 3 packs plus 1 SR, or you can do 3 packs plus an opportunity to open it back up, at least you're giving people an option on which one they want to do. So I have no issue with option, because at the end of the day, we are a free market. If people want to waste their money, by all means, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. It's a completely different thing if you are replacing a mechanic that was already great for the community with something that is worse, and you're going to try to paint lipstick on a monkey and still call it a girl. That's the issue that I'm going to have with this, if this is the case. So the reason that I'm making this video in general is that we have to make sure that we hold Konami accountable for this shit. If this shit that we're looking at right now is true, I will not spend another dime on a pack unless they fixed it. And that is word is bond. Like, I will not spend a dime on the next box if this mechanic is put in place. As a matter of fact, I will stop playing Duel Links if they do this. I hope all of you do the same, because if we don't, Konami is going to see this as an opportunity to push more bad monetization practices in the game, and they will single-handedly kill Duel Links. All they think about is money. They do not care about the fan base. All they care about is money, and if we allow them to do it, they will do it. Now, that's the rant in regards to the new leaks that came out. The last thing I want to talk about before I go is this fucking Zane event. So, Zane has been teased in this game for a better part of a year. Ever since Duel Links launched, and that first Zane event where he was not unlockable, but he had cards from the Cyber Dragon archetype, we have been waiting for him to be an unlocked character so we can get Cyber Dragons. And then before I continue this Zane event, let's talk about this current meta right now. So you're telling me, well, you know what? Let's get into it. So you unlock Zane, and lo and behold, we don't get Cyber Dragons. We don't get Cyber Dragons as a actual card that his ace card. We get Cyber End Dragon, but we don't even get a copy of an SR for Cyber Dragons. Why, Konami? Why in the fuck can't we get Cyber Dragons, Konami? Why? So I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, so he might not be in the box. We got Cyber End Dragon. Cyber Dragons must be in the level up rewards. I'm thinking like level up 25, level up 30. We're going to at least get one copy of, at least 2 copies of Cyber Dragon in his level up rewards. No. We get Cyber Phoenix and Future Fusion. Are you fucking kidding me? No Cyber Dragons, Konami? No Cyber Dragons, Konami? Okay. That's the biggest FU to everybody. No Cyber Dragons. Okay, so we can have a meta right now where a free-to-play fucking for-hire deck can summon Beat, who can remove cards from play, on top of getting a boost from Beatdown, on top of being able to be special summoned and searched with Wiz. For Hires is the most busted deck out since Cyber Angels. Like, this new meta is much more worse than Sylvan's, in my opinion. The fact that you can, literally, it's the most consistent deck out right now since Cyber Angels. Hands down. I have not gone against a single for hire deck since it's been released that has not been able to special summon 3 cards on the field their first turn. Not once. That's how consistent that deck is. So you can have that. You can have an Amazon deck that's still ruthless. You can have a Mass Hero Anki deck that can still one-shot you on your first turn. But I can't have Cyber Dragons? Really, Konami? And the thing that pisses me off most about this entire thing is I know what they're going to do. They're going to do one or two things. They're either going to release Cyber Dragon as a structured deck that you're going to have to buy 3 times, or they're going to release it in the box that you're going to have to buy it out of. Period. Because because right now, they understand that all they care about is monetization. They want to be able to monetize the community and make as much money off of them as possible. Because I know they're not, and again, I'm not asking for Power Bond. Power Bond, I understand, is broken. Power Bond would be so broken that it has no place in Duel Links right now. It just doesn't. But to not give us Cyber Dragon after cock teasing us with Zane for almost a year is just inconceivable to me. Like, I cannot fathom why you guys would tease Zane for an entire year plus and give us these bullshit fucking Cyberdark cards that nobody even played in the fucking TCG. Nobody was checking for fucking Cyberdark Dragons in the TCG. I was around in my prime when those cards were released and nobody played them because they fucking suck. And then, let's say, for instance, you're actually going that route. Fine. At least give us some of the Cyberdark cards that Zane is actually playing with to make the deck interesting. We don't even get any of the good cards. So, in conclusion, as a community, we need to send a clear message to Konami that this will not stand and we will not take it. When this next box comes out and it reveals that this is the key that they're trying to go with, we need to boycott Duel Links. We need to stop playing, and we need to stop spending money in the game to send Konami a message that, look, we are not going to allow you to rape us. That's all the time I got for you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I started my new podcast, the Mag Nerd Podcast. You guys can check out the first 3 episodes. Let me know what you think. Showing up the king. You guys have an awesome day.